Sack Life, beat depression. It's day 809 and I'm feeling fine. And today, we're going to keep it that way with another somatic healing session to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later, today is Water Flow Wednesday, so it's going to be a break from that high-intensity training routine we're normally used to. We're going to get into some low-intensity training routine, working with a breathwork tool known as diaphragmatic breathing. But before we get into that, I want to start with that first powerful mental health tool of gratitude. Gratitude going out to Mira Wait for being the first one in. Appreciate you, Mira. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate your support and the hug emoji. Thank you for being here. Gratitude is a powerful tool. The more we use it, the more powerful it can become, the better effect it can have on helping us find those silver linings in life. And I also want to shout out gratitude to my friend Sebastian Cage out here. You might notice my shirt's different. It's the lit superstar Sebastian Cage, the chosen one. He's out here pursuing his passion, doing what he loves, and turning that wrestling career into a living for himself. And by doing that, he's inspiring other people to do what they love as well. Same goes for Mira. I'm grateful for your energy. I'm grateful for your presence out here on social media, doing what you love, turning it into a living for yourself, and inspiring others to do the same for themselves. You guys are all doing good work. We can all show up for each other in that way by showing up for ourselves. And I'm grateful to have you here improving our environment. So go ahead and think about your gratitude tool for the day, something you're grateful for that'll help put you in that positive mindset. Shout out to Lisa the Luminary, being the second one in. Appreciate you, Lisa. We just did our gratitude section. Go ahead and think about that thing you're grateful for that'll help put you in that positive mindset. Second tool we're talking about, progress tracking tool, keeping track of the number of days you accomplish your daily goal can build up into more self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-validation. And that's something that nothing can take away from us, not even the lies that depression or anxiety would like us to believe. As long as you document, as long as you keep track of that credit that you deserve, you can give yourself an accomplishable goal, something that doesn't have to be a burden. It can be 1 minute of exercise a day, it could be 10 minutes, it could be this class, it could be a heavy bag training routine, lots of different options out there. But give yourself a goal that you can accomplish every day that builds you up both mentally and physically. And then keep track of that goal to make it even more effective, super effective out there. So it's been 809 days for me. If you're keeping track of those days for yourself, please do share that with others so we can inspire one another. And that is our second mental health tool. Now we're going to get into today's class. It's going to be 10 minutes straight through. It's a good session for beginners or for people who aren't familiar with martial arts. We're going to go nice and slow, nice and easy. We're going to be tuning into that breathwork tool that can help you control your nervous system even if you're in a high stress situation. Shout out to Ellen. Thank you for the support. Appreciate you. Thanks for joining. So we're going to be talking about this breathwork tool that'll help calm that nervous system. If you're dealing with stress or anxiety, you can tune into the power of just this breathwork tool, and it is a very powerful one. It can have a very positive effect, taking that nervous system down, taking that anxious energy down, and helping you calm your heart rate and kind of think clearly and focus. So we're going to talk about that breathwork tool. Let's practice it first together, starting with one hand over the chest, one over the belly. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, filling the belly with air, keeping the chest flat. That's key. Keeping that chest flat and making sure that we're breathing deep into the belly is one of those key components of this breathwork tool. Secondly, breathe in through the nose. Let's breathe in deep through the nose. Expanding that belly as we breathe in. Hold on to it for a moment. And then long and slow exhale out the mouth. Letting the belly fall. Chest stays flat the whole time. You can use the hands as a guide if you need them. If you don't need them, don't use them. That's fine. You can rest them somewhere more comfortable. But the key here is making sure that chest stays flat and the belly is what's moving when we're breathing. And we're also breathing deep through the nose on the inhale, and on the exhale, we want to make sure that we put a little resistance in the mouth and breathe out through the mouth. That little bit of resistance will help further exercise that diaphragmatic breathing muscle and further calm your automatic nervous system, giving you more control over your body and mind in any given situation. So let's try it again with a little resistance in the mouth on that exhale, and take note of how you feel, especially if you were feeling anxious just a moment ago or you're feeling that activated energy. One hand over the chest, one over the belly. Deep breath in through the nose to the belly. Hold on to it. Long and slow through pursed lips. Long and slow exhale there. And you should feel that start to calm down the nervous system, lower that heart rate, give you that sense of peace that sense of calm. That's the breathwork tool alone. Now we're going to link it with movement to make it even more effective at calming that nervous system and give us a chance to practice those martial arts at the same time. So we're going to be working from Muay Thai stance. If you're not familiar with the stance, go ahead and start squared up with your camera, squared up with your visualized target, hips square, shoulders square, and we're going to visualize a square on the ground. Visualize a box on the ground. Step forwards with your lead foot into the top corner of that box, rear foot in the bottom corner. Put a little bit of bend in the knees, angle those feet out just a little bit. Bring the hands up high by the brow line, closing the fingers, tucking the thumbs, tucking the chin, rolling those shoulders up, and curling those hips. And this is our Muay Thai position. Your dominant hand, whichever one you write with, that's going to be your rear hand, your power hand, and also your rear leg. And then when we move, we're going to move one foot at a time. And when we're moving forwards, that front foot is moving forwards first, rear foot follows. When we move back, rear foot first, front foot follows. Today we're going to be working on some elbow strikes. And so we're going to be using that technique, dropping the wrist close to the chest here, twisting through that body. And that twist is going to come from a rotation from the ground up. So it's important that we keep the knees bent, the weight on the ball of the foot, and the heel nice and light. You want that heel off the ground. It doesn't have to be way up here, but you do want it off the ground so you can easily pivot on the ball of that foot. So go ahead and pop into your Muay Thai stance. We're going to take a deep breath into the belly in our defensive position. Hold on to it, and then long and slow, we're going to step forwards. Turning through that body, turning through the hips and shoulders, nice and slow, bringing that elbow around, and keeping the guard high on the opposite side. Now we're following that pattern. As we breathe out, we're following that flow, nice and slow in the breath, and we're using that to control our pace and our volume here. So once you finish that exhale at that point of impact, take that long, deep breath back into the belly, and return to that defensive stance. Long exhale forwards. Finish the breath. Deep inhale through the nose. Back to stance, nice and squared. All right, so that's the basics. Now we'll get into other elbow strikes and we'll mix up that routine. If you are a martial artist out there, you can use any striking pattern, any set of striking tools that you'd like. Just keep your combos limited to about 2-3 tops. That way the pace doesn't get away from us and we don't wind up exciting the nervous system. We want to go nice and slow because it is an active recovery day. So we got to give our bodies that time to recover and recoup, but it doesn't mean we have to stop sharpening our skills. So we'll be starting with that round elbow, that nice round elbow, nice and easy, and then we'll move in to the rear round, to a rising elbow from the rear, overhand elbow from the top, overhand elbow from the rear. But you can go at your pace. We'll go nice and easy and find what you're comfortable with so that you can find room to grow. It's all about making it your own and finding what you enjoy. But we'll be sticking to mostly elbows today. Shout out to Shawnee Boy. We'll have a 10-minute straight through class, and hopefully the boombox will not crap out on us.
Bluetooth pairing.
Boom. There it is. That volume is going to change as we go because the thing's going haywire. I ordered a new one. Should be here soon. Stay tuned for that. But until then, let's go ahead and pop into position. Starting the timer now. Square up with that visualized opponent. Remember, squared hips, squared shoulders. Step into your balanced Muay Thai stance here. Bring those hands up by the brow line. And take that deep breath into the belly. Sean said, just finished 2 hours of training. Good stuff. This is a good way to recover. Nice and slow, and bring that heart rate under control. Bring that nervous system under control. Take that deep breath into the belly. In defensive stance. And then long and slow, exhale forwards. Breathing out the mouth. And refining that form in your striking pattern. So we drop that elbow into the wrist, right? That wrist into the chest, and we brought that elbow around as we rotate the body, finishing the breath here in striking pattern. Deep breathe back into your neutral position. Guard high, hold that breath in the belly, long and slow, exhale forwards. Following that breath for your pace in your movement, and slowly breathing out the mouth. We want that breath out to be twice as long as the breath in. And we can refine our form here. Roll that shoulder up. Tuck the chin in a little deeper. Get the guard tighter. Bring the wrist in closer for a sharper elbow. Find those little points to improve. Deep inhale back through the nose. Back to your neutral position. Holding that breath in the belly, long and slow. Exhale forwards. Now you want to take that step forwards with these elbows because they're very close range weapons. So we're going to have to move in if we're going to want them to land. And then deep inhale back. We're going to pull back, out, take that step back so we're out of that danger zone. Go ahead and shake out the arms if you're feeling that lactic acid build up. Keep them loose, keep them relaxed. Sean said he's ready to sleep, but stay in tune. All right, don't fall asleep, man. This is low intensity. Shake out those arms. Let's return to the power breath for a moment. Deep breath in through the nose to the belly. Hold on to it. Long and slow exhale through pursed lips. Keeping that chest flat. It's going to keep that nervous system under control. And again, deep breath into the belly. Shout out to Slayer, Ken, and Matt with Hats. Good to see you guys. We're in that active recovery session, focusing in on that diaphragmic breathing tool. Deep breath into the belly. Hold on to it. Long exhale out the mouth. Now back to stance. We're going to take that deep breath in as we assume defensive stance. And then long exhale through double elbow strikes this time. You can follow along with me. Deep breath into the belly. Hold on to it. Long and slow step forward. First round elbow. Swap the hands here and then follow through, rotating on the ball of the rear foot, turning through the hips and shoulders. Bring that rear elbow around and we keep that guard high on the opposite side. Deep breath back to defensive stance. Guard high, long and slow. Exhale through double elbow strikes. Keeping that chin tucked, head on the center line through that range of motion. Going nice and slow to keep the nervous system under control. Deep breath back to the belly into defensive stance. And we're going to start mixing it up and getting more creative. If you're comfortable or the elbow alone, the round elbow is a challenge, you can stick to that. If not, you can follow along and mix it up. Use your own striking patterns and the ones you enjoy most. Deep breath into that belly. Long and slow exhale through double elbow strike. Try to link them together. No pauses in between. One long exhale through both strikes. Deep inhale back. Guard high, chin tucked, shoulders roll. Long exhale forward. Rotating through on the ball of each foot. We're turning through on the ball of that front foot for that lead elbow. Turning through on the ball of the back foot for the rear elbow. Keeping the guard high in between those strikes. Back to stance, shake out the arms. One time on that deep diaphragmic breathwork tool. One time in. Hold it. Long exhale out. Make sure we keep that heart rate under control. Back to stance. Guard high, assume defensive position. Deep breath into the belly. And now we're going to mix up those elbows. We're going to start with that round. And then we're going to go to a rising elbow from the back. So scoop that hand, right, as to comb the hair back as you turn through. That turn through is the same as it is for the round rear elbow strike. But this time, instead of putting the wrist against the chest, we're sending the wrist up next to the head. Back to stance. Deep breath into the belly. Long exhale forward into round. And then roll right in to the rising elbow strike there. Fully exhale. At that point of impact, deep inhale back. Guard high. Let's switch it up again. We're going to do a lead rising elbow this time. So we're going to step forward and reach behind the head, combing the hair back. And we're going to follow it up with a rear round elbow strike, dropping that wrist into the belt, onto the chest. Follow all the way through. Again, one long exhale there. One deep inhale back to defensive stance. Deep inhale back, guard high. Long exhale into lead rising elbow. Here, drop that hand. Follow through with a nice round rear elbow. And then deep inhale back to stance. Guard high, let's mix it up again. Let's keep it flowing. We're going to exhale forwards into that rising elbow. And then we're going to follow it up with an overhand dropping elbow from the back. So deep breath into the belly. Long exhale as you slide forward, rising elbow from here. We're going to take this hand and drop it low as we rotate, dropping that lead shoulder down. We're bringing that elbow up and over the top. Boom, coming down, right down on the center of their head, possibly into the bridge of the nose or the nose. Doing some damage there. Fully exhale. Deep inhale back. Guard high. Maintain that balance. Head's on the center line. Feet evenly spaced. Step forwards into that rising elbow on the exhale. We made contact. Now it's time to roll right in to that rear overhand elbow. You can think about throwing that elbow up, boom, and over the top of your body. Want it to come down in that straight line, right down that center line towards the center mass of that head. Back to stance. Let's calm that heart rate. Shout out to Ken for sharing his day. It's at 417. Thank you for being here. And to Jacolette, thank you for being here as well. Deep breath into the belly. Hold that chest flat. Hold on to that breath for a moment. Long exhale out the mouth. And we're using that diaphragmatic breathing tool. Keep that heart rate low. Keep that energy calm. Give ourselves that active recovery time we deserve. Deep inhale back through the nose to the belly. Hold it in the belly. Long and slow exhale through pursed lips. And on these combos, remember, one long exhale. I might have to break to give instruction, but I want you guys to flow right through those strikes with one long exhale, no matter how many strikes you're using. All right, let's keep it creative here. Let's roll back in through all those elbow strikes that we just practiced and just mix them together at random. So give me 2 elbow strikes. It doesn't have to be the ones that I'm doing. Just pick 2 elbow strikes you'd like to use and flow through that breathwork routine with them. Deep breath into the belly. Hold that breath. Long, slow exhale through double elbow strikes. Fully exhale. Deep inhale back through the nose to the belly. Long exhale forwards, double elbow strikes. You can start with the lead or the trail elbow, and it doesn't have to be what I'm using. Again, make it your own. Find those elbow strikes you like the best. Deep inhale back to square. Remember, square those hips and shoulders after each successful combo. Long exhale forwards, double elbow strikes. Fully exhale there, deep inhale back. Breathing deep into the belly, return into defensive stance, long exhale forward. Fully exhale in position. Try and keep that pace under control, don't get carried away with these striking patterns. Just move nice and easy through that breath, flowing into position. Deep inhale back. Hold that breath in the belly. Long exhale forwards. Double elbow strike. Ooh, that one doesn't flow too well. Still works, but make sure to keep that guard high on the opposite side and experiment with those different elbow strikes. Deep inhale back. Long exhale forwards. And that is the end of our Water Flow Wednesday flow-based active recovery routine. If you check in with yourself now, you should have that low, calm heart rate, that calm sense of peace in the nervous system, relaxed energy. And if not, if you did get carried away with the striking patterns, let's tune back into that breathwork tool for a brief moment and make it super effective with the 4-7-8 method. We're going to take a 4-second breath in, deep through the nose, hold on to it for 7 seconds in the belly, and then for 8 seconds, long and slow, exhale out the mouth. Let's do it 4 seconds in through the nose. Hold on to it for 7. Second exhale here. All breathing with the belly. Chest stays nice and flat. 4 seconds into the belly. You can close your eyes and visualize that breath as you hold for 7. 8-second exhale. One more time, 4 seconds into the belly. Eight-second exhale here. And that will be the end of our Water Flow Wednesday active recovery session to wipe out depression. Hopefully you guys are feeling those tools out there, feeling the benefits of them, and finding the ones that work for you. Please do continue to move forwards, find those tools, and add as many as you can to your toolkit in this fight for better mental health every day. Life is stressful. It's going to bring new stresses every single day, so it's best that we arm ourselves to deal with those stresses and meet them head on. And that's what we're doing in here for the last 809 days. And thank you guys so much for joining us. Until next time, I'll catch you same exact time, same exact channel, same exact life, Zach Man.